Hi, everybody. How you doing? It's Sunday. I just finished my show with Sterling. It was a great show, a little longer than normal. Um, he's doing great. I love what he has to say. So be sure to watch that. He sees Trump exiting stage left in September, even before the election in November of next year. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I wanted to tell you, wasn't that weird how I had that vision or that dream sitting on the beach, and that light airplane, just did a crash straight into the ocean. And then the next part of the dream was a black bull coming up out of the ocean, as well as a light colored big U with a black face. So I got my squirrel out there. It's overcast. It's been raining off and on. I love this kind of weather. I'm sorry. But God bless all those people. I will do prayers today, I promise. God bless all those people having to deal with terrible weather. And North and South Carolina and Thailand, 1,600 dead so far with their earthquake. So yeah, so a light plane did crash in Minnesota or Minneapolis into a house that, thank God, was empty, but they didn't say anybody about how many people were in this light plane. So I don't know if that had to do with the dream. That bull wasn't unusual. So um, I also asked him about Jack Smith being back. And when I threw on that, it showed a coffin. So I can't help but wonder if he was coming maybe for a funeral. Didn't have to be with that lady that died, was found dead, that worked for the DOJ. It could have been a family member, or a mother-in-law, or a grandparent or something. But Sterling says he's still working with The Hague on a lot of stuff about Trump. If he must be nervous because they're looking for him. If this was Russia, Russia would have had him in a New York minute. And also that he Sterling agrees with me that that blow up, as soon as I heard that limousine blew up, you knew. And it's interesting, Zelensky, he's trying to be a Trump now. He's announcing things before they occur. He said he won't be much longer be alive. And I believe that he knew that they were setting up some sort of bomb, which is only going to make Putin very, very paranoid, even more so. So, anyway, I got to tell you something else. So, last night, in the midst of my giving grace for all the things I have and all the people I know and this show and everything, they asked me to tell you guys something. Some of you may understand and some may not. They said that, okay, it's hard to explain how they put it, but they said, you know how much we hate so many people like MTG, and we make these comments, and EM, and we make these comments, and 45, and we laugh about when they're being made fun of. And they said, and I've told you guys before, and it's very hard to do as human beings, trust me. They said, be careful about that kind of anger or judgment. It's okay to be upset, but don't turn around and come back with negatives, because that doesn't hurt them. It hurts you. They've told us this before. But they gave me another little detail, that the ability to connect with the realm, to pretty much get your own answers, to be able to move in direction that's a little bit less stress-free, is by not doing that. If you can go through in your life, not in a reactive state, but in a state of, it's almost like you want to say peace, love, dove. So many of us are just so done and dusted, and I totally understand. But they said our ability to connect with the realm is decreased when we go into these rabid anger stuff. It's okay to protest and walk with a sign and do that stuff, but try to not allow that knee jerk FU and SOB and all this stuff and making fun of her and making fun of these people. It could be pretty hateful and they do the same to us. But wouldn't that be cool if by following this, we have a connection with source that's way stronger because we're not in that vibrational realm of resistance. They said a lot of our wishes could come true, the better we're able to do that. And by that, I mean, it's not necessarily money or love of your life, or they're not talking about the gifts of the flesh. They're talking about the gifts of the spirit, that absolute omnipresent love and energy that we all can have. And you've felt it at times in your life, looking at a beautiful sunset or sunrise, watching the ocean. That connection to source can be with you all the time, as long as you catch before you start, making fun. It's so hard to do. And my mother, God bless her, was such a judger. And humans just like to judge and to always think they're better than other people. Whole nations have been destroyed because other humans thought they were better. And the white man especially, stole and pillaged and did terrible things. So if we vibrationally can disconnect, and it's not to allow people to take advantage of it, but just know this shall pass too. His just desserts are coming. I can guarantee you that. And part of the reason, even though he cheated, he didn't really win. Part of that reason was so his people will see, because he's not caring about anybody. This I will tell you, he is not caring about anybody. He's not being kind. And he thinks his group is the best group and everybody else is crap. But things are going to start, the house is going to fall. And I see people gathering, and I see Republicans almost acting like, I don't know him. He's no longer the king. I don't know him. That I got to just tell you that, okay? I just want you, I don't know if that makes sense to you. If it's too hard to do, I totally understand. And the when, everybody needs to know, when is it going to happen? I can't give you that. I can't give you that, but I can tell you it will. And that contentment in my heart, in my soul energy, like, I can feel it. I can feel it. So just know this too shall pass. Yes, and Deborah said, I'm looking at the questions that Sterling didn't take. And Deborah said, will Congress implement a law barring those with criminal histories running for office? Absolutely. One of the first things on the list when the new administration comes in. If you are a felon, there's going to be so many things. You can't go in there if you don't sign, and you have to get rid of connections to others, and you can't profit while you're in the White House. He's doing things, he's just illegal as heck. So notice I'm giving you a fact, but I'm not saying the worthless thought behind it. Do you see what I'm saying? I try to stop. Okay. So look at all these questions. When will he be gone? Yeah, the Voting Rights Act will be rectified. Gerrymandering will become illegal. Hold on, Leslie. 28. Poor Linda. How much longer do we have to endure? Just know that this too shall stop. Now, listen, Sterling did talk about Elon Musk because he's ending in May. he's getting out because he's losing money hand over foot. So that could be, remember when the prediction deck showed somebody stepping down? Maybe that's him. So Elon's supposed to leave in May. And they're going to get rid of another 100,000. All this stuff is going to be stuck in court. And Sterling, good news with Sterling is he said for this week, he sees even more legal firms stepping up to the plate and fighting Trump. That's what I've been seeing. I see people coming together. Yeah, he wants to, he's making some money behind closed doors. He's going to be very upset. I'm telling you that judge is, the Democratic judge is going to win. He's cutting out a lot of things. He's walking away very disappointed. And he's going to try to steal, maybe even get caught stealing. It's over. It might even be over before the end of May. Even his health is going to suffer. He will be judged, you guys. He might even be looking at prison. Remember, I saw him going back to South Africa. He will be looking at prison. Now, I really want Florida to turn blue. New York isn't, right? Because didn't they bring her back because Trump knows something's up, okay? So Florida seats. Let me go out on a limb. Let's see. There's a battle that goes on. Florida, the place where they're going to let children work now. Whoop-yee. Sarah Huckabee did the same thing. But they can't force the children to work. That's what I know. Because I do see a lot of parents say, no, my son's not going to work in the fields or anything. Maybe the poor people will have their kids work. Yeah, see, here's success. But some sort of legal thing behind it. So some sort of angelic energy is looking out for us, you guys. Don't lose faith. I see a judge making a determination that we'll be very happy with. I see one seat go easy, and maybe the other seat is something underhanded. Let's look at the governor of Florida. I've been saying his name so wrong for so long, which is a no-no with the guides because they don't like you name calling, that I can't remember what his real name is. DeSantos or something like that. Tell me about the governor. He really wants his wife to win. She won't win. Ooh, 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 ooh. I just got a hit. Hold on. This won't be very long, you guys. I gotta go to the store. We's cleaning out of groceries. And then when I come back, I'll do the prayers. There's his wife. A lot of disappointment. A lot of heartbreak and disappointment. Yeah, they're picking up the pieces. Right now they think they're king and queen for the day, but it shows them having to walk away. A lot of things working against them. I think Trump has done so much damage that it even affects him. Trump doesn't like him. I don't know why I got that. I feel Trump's not really a fan of his. The crows are finally back. They were gone for a while. some sort of battle in court that they're going to lose. I just heard very softly, we are all here for you, and we don't want you to worry. Things will get better. It's basically what's happened. The USA has been shooken up and turned upside down, and they're about ready to come. But the thing is, somebody was showing this planet that has all this room that the Earth could go live on. And I thought to myself, but would the people of the Earth do the same thing they always do and destroy? Why is it that human beings can be so destructive? Not my Native Americans, but although they did fight amongst tribes and wiped out their own people. But, with the land and stuff, it's very hard. But they said, we are here with you. We've got lessons to learn that we haven't managed to figure it out. But I don't see us going to another planet right yet. Okay. I know. Margaret said, where's the DOJ? Well, it's under Barbie. Oops. Did I say that? And they're not going to arrest him like they should, the private who gave info years ago. But I do see Hedgeworth having to exit stage left. Sterling said it's not going to happen until more towards the end of the year or next year, but he'll go. He hasn't stopped drinking either, by the way. Social Security is going to hang in there. There's just too much resistance. They can't do what they want to do. They're trying to tear it apart, but they can't. And the other thing is, I don't know who's coming in here, but I see someone saying, give Social Security back the money you guys took from them. Billions. The Congress went in and just helped themselves. So where's their money? Going to act like it's not our money. Will Vice President Harris be put in to office? I'm not seeing that right now. I don't know why. I see the military getting involved with taking Trump out. But I also see, just like Kissinger and what's-her-face said, I also see that the military might request that we have another vote done within 6 months' time of getting rid of him. So I don't know who will be running the country, but I'm not seeing her. She's a little beat up too. Watch the show with Sterling. I know Michael Flynn. Deborah says, when will Michael Flynn be stripped of his rank and benefits? And that should have happened while Biden was in office. There's a lot of things I'm surprised didn't happen while Biden was in office. I know he couldn't get rid of that guy from the post office. But like Michael Flynn, the thing is that the President Biden followed the rules, and that don't work. No, that don't work. Walk them down the street naked with a thing and hit themselves. Michael Flynn will eventually just be a nothing burger, but just give it a little bit more time. I'm so sorry. The new administration, it's like with my new hair. I said, I'm a new person, just like Muriel and Muriel's wedding. I'm a new person. So this new energy coming in, there's going to be a lot of young people, young, upcoming. Oh, by the way, I saw a little video that Marjorie Taylor Greene told somebody was asking a witness a question, and she said, oh, it was Swalwell. She said, well, nobody's going to listen to you after you slept with a Chinese spy. So everybody went crazy, and they asked that it be removed from the transcripts. And they said to her, would you mind us removing? She said, no, and I still want my time. So this guy that's in charge, it's all Trump run, said, well, we're not going to remove it. And then she turned around and called the witness a liar. And then they stopped it again. And apparently it's pretty clear on the books that if you intimidate or subjugate or, harass or hassle a witness, not only is it removed from the statement, she also could no longer participate in this. And that I couldn't believe it. They actually said, yes, it is written here that you cannot participate and you're done, because she hated Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi would get her every time. I really like Nancy Pelosi with some of the stuff, but she needs to go too. And so I don't think Schumer's going to stay. Let's double check on Schumer. He really wants to stay. He's a deal maker and he's rich. All these people are rich. All these people have stocks and everything. I remember Obama talking about getting rid of special interests, getting rid of these people that are coming in here handing all kinds of money. He says, we got to get that out of the White House. And they never did. Why? Not because the president didn't want it done. There was too many, even the Democrats, that are partaking. Even Nancy Pelosi has tons of stuff. They give stock to them as gifts. That's got to stop, you guys. The doctors at my hospital used to have, pharmaceutical reps come in and treat us to lunch, and then they put a stop to it because they got tired of the doctors wanting something else, My doctor was very tight. Towards the end of my career working at this hospital, I ended up working in an administrative position with the anesthesiologist. I had the best doctor who was the chief, but he was tight as tight. I don't know if you guys know people like this. He used to give $5. I'd go get everybody's lunch, all the anesthesiologists, and he would give $5 towards the food. And we'd bring the food, lay it out, Chinese or something. And people would partake, and he would go back in and say, I didn't get my $5 worth of shrimp. He was so funny. Anyway, he wanted his shrimp. He drove a car that was so beat up, it was hella funny. And here he had more money than God. That's how he had more money than God, is he didn't spend it. Hey, tell me what. That's the squirrel just chased off the what are they, crows? Yeah, just chased them off. So I didn't know crows could be scared. My son said the birds are more delicate. They can't afford to be hurt. Oh, he found peanuts down there. Oh yeah, you let go of my peanut. So we were looking at, he's trying to get stronger. I think it's somebody new. It might even be a woman that comes in. This is down the road. They're telling me to tell you to wait for it. But some up and coming new blood is coming in there by this time, by when we start, unless they get him out, we got to do, well, no, that one involved the Congress though, or the Senate. Some new fresh blood is coming in, and a lot more strength to the Senate and the Congress. It's going to be a fest. It's going to be pretty spectacular, but they can't blow it and they can't get over bossy or think they're all that in a cup of tea. But they will work for the American people, and they will help out the American people and make sure that all that stuff that they did. Now, I know it's terrible, you guys. They're going to shore up the VA and Social Security. So don't you worry, because they're going to shore this up. Even I know Trump will say, I'll just veto it, but they're going to be able to do it. So that's what makes me think Trump might not be there. But they're good because they'll know the American people want you to do this. So this is beautiful. Oh, he's so cute. He's down there getting another peanut. Where's all my peanuts go? You gonna watch baseball today? What the hell you do? Oh, by the way, my grandson won his baseball game. 100, no, not 100. It was big. They've been losing the whole time. My daughter said, oh, mommy is in such a good mood because he hates when he loses. He's a Virgo like me. No, I don't see a destruction of the Social Security. I know they're Debbie Downers on the news and they're trying to tell you, oh, woe is me. And don't forget, MSNBC has a tendency to go with the worst case scenario. But just don't lose hope. It's going to be okay. And also know that the weather is really bad, you guys. There's a lot of tornadoes coming up right now. And that thing that I saw with that governor is there's going to be some significant hurricanes. And I see him being mad at the government for not helping them out. Maybe they should use that money his wife took. So I'm telling you, Trump is serious about leaving it up to the states. But the federal government will get some money, but it's going to be pretty bad, you guys. I love it. I love it. Barb says, I'm 74. Am I going to live long? Yes, you will, girlfriend. Give it a couple more years. Yes, you will. Let's look at former U.S. Attorney Jessica Aber. What happened to her? Let's take a look. Oh, I talked to Trish James. She's got a new deck that goes with this one that can give it a little more detail. She's going to send me as soon as they come in. And she's got another deck like for personal readings that looks like this, but it's not the same. I'm so excited. She's so sweet. She said, I'll just send it to you. I was like, oh my God, girlfriend. But I guess because I've been talking about it, she sells like crazy. So when it comes up, I'll let you all know. And then, of course, I'll show them on the show. Let's look at this sweetheart, Jessica. We only ask with your permission. What happened to you, Jessica? What happened to Jessica? I wonder if she's in transition or I'm not getting her right away. She's happy where she's at. But what happened to you, sweetie? Was it anything untoward? I think there was something not right, and it seems to involve a man, and it seems some medical or something he was able to, it almost feels Russian. Something he was able to put in her that helped her to die. It wasn't like, they violently killed her. I would say will that come up, Jessica? See, she's in a state right now of such peace. She's not even worried about it. It's almost like she had agreed to this before she took this body. She doesn't want anybody to worry that she's fine. And yes, they will find out. Yes, there will be something coming up with this. There's a lot of people trying to kill Putin. I just saw that. There's a lot of people who want him out. And Iran really wants Trump out. But, I just see he blows it so much in the United States that we, the Americans, take him out. Whoa. Oh, yes. Let's look at that. RFK Jr. They say he's been blackmailed for sex acts. Video at 10. This is rumor, though. I can't. This is hearsay, entertainment purposes only. But a lot of these medias are saying something was up. Find mercy. Tell me about RFK. Tell me about RFK. He's not going to last much longer. He's ending. He no sooner got in there and he's ending. Yes, he will end the jobs. And then they're going to get him back. The truth will be told about him. Got a lot of bad news with him. You know, he's got some health issues too. He's going to need to rest. There's a lot of stuff coming back on him. I think when Trump goes down, he's running. He's running. A lot of people will be running. And remember just what the guy said way back when Trump won the first time? They said the Republicans would be like, we don't know him. I don't know him. That's what's going to happen. They're all going to remember when the January 6th happened and they were all like, yes, this is terrible. Trump, this is terrible what Trump did. And then they all changed on the dime because Putin got involved and told them all, I've got pictures. I've got this, I've got that. So like that gosh awful son-in-law of his, where his dad had set up a prostitute, I think, with his brother-in-law to set him up. It was that low life kind of energy. That's how Trump rolls. That's who he is. He used to, this is what they say. He used to sleep with his friends' wives and then call them afterwards and tell them, I just slept with your wife, and thought that was funny. Okay. It's just, I can't imagine anybody sleeping with him. I'm sorry. Our midterms would have been in danger, except something's going to happen to Elon. Elon's getting ready to go. Okay, he's already said he's stepping away in May, and I see more trouble. If it was like it is now, yes, we would have trouble with midterms. And I would tell you the other thing he's going to be shocked about, he doesn't get his choice for the Supreme Court. So, okay. I love Jeff Goldberg is going to be a hero. He's letting us all know exactly oh, he's worthless. He's a nobody. He's a liar. He's this. Then he went ahead and showed everybody what was said. I'll tell you what, our intel is so corroded right now. And there's people within the organization that aren't saying they don't like Trump. They're keeping the down low, but they're watching this happening and they just really want Trump to get out because they know he's hurting people out on the field. He's hurting our people that are giving us all the information we need. There's nobody, not even Europe, that's going to give us any intel. I'm telling you right now. Okay, so give us a hint of what's happening. Gosh, it's already going to be the end of this month. I'll be on with Mel on Monday. I might do a little show then too. Let's give us what the hint is for this next week. Something goes into Aries. Neptune goes into Aries. I don't know what that means. And I had the weirdest dream. I wrote Andre. I had a dream. I think his family is from Spain. Anyway, I had a dream that he called me and told me that there was a terrible earthquake in his homeland. And apparently he had friends or family and he couldn't get a hold of them. And I said, well, of course not, because the Wi-Fi and the towers are down. Just give it a little bit of time. But I remember feeling so worried for him because he was frantic. And he's so laid back. Tell us about next week. I keep watching my little squirrel. He's just busy out there. He's just busy out there. You're very spoiled and you're very lucky, because Linda gets you only the best. I give him the organic peanuts with no salt, nothing. Wing as a whistle. What can you tell us for next week? Interesting about that light plane crash I saw. Now what? Okay, a surprise attack. A surprise attack. Remember I saw some blood being shed. I think somebody's going to hit even the soldiers. A surprise attack is getting ready to take place. And I see like it's military and then rocket SpaceX. So Elon will be involved in some new rocket deal. Social media. Didn't he just sell his organization to something else? His Twitter. We'll look at that. Okay, so corrupt dealings and resigns and leaves office. So there's some sort of attack that's going to take place, and there's some news on Elon coming up this next week. And I wouldn't doubt if maybe even Tesla really jumps. Okay, so jumps down enough that he might leave before the end of May. Angel of Light and Mercy. It's amazing because he was writing, I don't understand why people are so cruel about Tesla and why they're cruel towards me and why, dude, you're taking the food out of children's mouths. You're making elderly be kicked out of homes just because. And you don't understand why people don't like you. Tell me about the stock market this next week. You know, it goes down and sometimes it goes a little bit up, but it's dropping. A lot of heavy rain and floods going to happen. A lot of heavy rain and floods. There's going to be some sort of foreign occupation. That could be the heartache we saw taken by force. That's not the stock market, you guys. What is going to happen with the stock market? It's like they want us to know something big is going to happen in another nation. I just see Putin. Remember I told you he was running and hiding? That's what I'm seeing right now. Okay, tell me what I can tell everybody. Yeah, it feels like it's going to go. And that's our your 401s. You don't want it to drop. It's not going to be as bad as 2008, okay? But it will drop, but it's not the tower drop, okay? So by the fall time, it'll pick back up. The bird of paradise and some restriction. It's still going to go back and forth, but it's not like the tower and the nine of swords and stuff like that. Okay. All right, you guys. So right now we're looking steady, but you know, slowly but surely. And somebody put a terrible thing about Clinton, about the daughter getting money from USAID and using 3 million of it for her wedding and the rest to buy a mansion. And I thought, what? And why hasn't the media picked this up? And it's all those white Christians, you know. So I did a search, a chat search and a Google search. All of it was a lie. None of it's true. Okay. All right, you guys. Love you all. Maintain peace and know that this too shall pass. One day we'll be all sitting here laughing and talking about this. Remember when the Diaper Dawn, you know, of course, we're not supposed to be using her name, but yeah, this too shall pass. It's going to be okay. All right, you guys. Love you all. Cheers.